Alright, this is Roger Mudfossil University looking at Australia, Uluru, which is others call it Ayers Rock, and Alexander ND Travel. And it's nicely done. Here goes. Now, what they're going to do is fly over here, and I'm going to just show you real quickly. It'll only take a second. They're going to come out here to this area right out here, and okay, this is good enough. You see these things coming down here? This is heart tissue. Now I'm going to show you. Well, I'm going to show you what it looks like in biology. All right, this is the kind of tissue that you have in the heart, and they're bands. They wrap around like a big rubber band, and the whole thing does this. Hold on. All right, you saw how this. It's something to do with this structure somewhere in there. These kind of things going over in the Ayers Rock. Now this is the cardiac muscle. You see how they have all these little spots, and I'll show you what happens when it erodes. You see that's the cardiac tissue, and that is the cardiac muscle. You could see, I mean, it's virtually identical, except it's eroded. Those spots in the center of each of those places have eroded out. There's another spot on ears. There's some kind of a blood vessel there, something along that nature. There's some more erosion of the cardiac muscle. Now this is where the cardiac muscle hooks in. Now, I'm going to show you a heart. Hold on, I got it around here somewhere. Here it is. Now, the crazy thing about this is they all have that. I don't know why. You see the black spots? This has the same thing. You see, and you can't see. There's dimples in there. You really can't see because they're too small to see. But you see the little black spots, and in between them, that is like this thing here eroding down like this. I'm not kidding you. That's what it is. It's the little black spot. What can I say? A heart is a heart. Some of them are big, some of them are small. But a heart is a heart. I mean, that's heart tissue. I mean, it almost looks fake. It's like velour or something. Anybody that knows about the mud fossils, this just so obviously it's red flesh, and it happens to be the mud fossil heart muscle of a giant creature unknown to me. I have no idea what it was, but I can tell you one thing: it had a pretty good sized heart. I mean, you saw all the banding, how it works, and the colors, and the vessels, and all of the erosion, and it is what it is. It's hard for the mind to accept this, but I'm telling you right now, you have to accept it because you cannot hide from it. It is unhideable. Every rock you pick up is going to have some sign of life inside of it. You know, I mean, there'll be lava, and there's going to be other things. You're never going to understand what it is. But then there's other things like this. It's a bonehead. That's a bone. Absolutely case closed. It's a bonehead. There's nobody in their right mind doesn't understand what that is. It just happens to be very, very well preserved. And the cartilage is still here. The tunica, which is the wrapping of the bone, see that little angle there? It's like the fiber that wraps that bone is still here because it was protected because it's a mud fossil. It's not like a old scrap bone that was left out and to erode into, you know, turn into just white bone. That's all that's left of the bone in this. You see that? I don't even know if you can see that. A little tiny spot there, that's all that's left of the bone. Because they transition. And what the bones themselves transition because of salt. The soft tissue preserves because of salt. It's exactly opposite from outside deterioration. The soft tissue completely goes away outside, and you're left with the bones because they're protected because they're in their own little tunica, like that is in a tunica itself. All right? That's a heart. That's Uluru. That's Ayers. That's Australia. And as I have said many times, Australia is so bloody, I call it a scab.